Okay, we'll get there in a minute. So we're just going to go over the inversions again and the neat little trick you can use to get any inversion. But let's just remind ourselves, I'm sure you've got it by now, but how we got our triad chords in the first place. So for the key of C, we counted every step. 1, 2, 3, 4 to get the second part of the triad, and then we counted 3 from there. 1, 2, 3, and that gave us the chord of C. We could do the same anywhere. We started in F. 1, 2, 3, 4 to get the second one, and 1, 2, 3 to get the third one. But now we're going to look how we can vary the chords themselves so they can be played in different parts of the keyboard. So starting with that basic triad for C, we can see that the chord consists of C, E and G. Now to vary that, it just means we're going to change the notes around a little. It doesn't matter which way we do it, but as long as it contains those 3 notes in any order, that will be a variation. So if I played E, G, C, all the notes are still there. It's still the chord of C, but it's a variation on C. If I played G, C, E, all the notes are still there, but it's a variation on C. And that can also work coming down from C. If I put the G, C and E, that's still C. That's a variation on C. So how can we easily remember how to get to these variations? So that's quite easy. If we start in the root position, and I now want to go to the second inversion, I just have to bring what's on the bottom note and take it up an octave. So that C wants to become that C. And these two stay the same. So then we get C in its second variation. If I want to take it to the third variation, same thing. I take that E, and it wants to be the octave E, and we get that. Sorry. There we get that. So we've now got the variation of C on that. The next logical place would be there, and that puts us back in the root position. If we start back down here in the root position and come down, we can do the same thing opposite. That G becomes that G, and that's my first variation going down. I can bring that E, that's the second variation, and if I did another one, it'd just bring me back to the root position down there. So playing them, just remembering that start here, the C is now got to be replaced with the top C. The E's now got to be replaced with the top E. The G's now got to be replaced with the top G. The C's got to be replaced with the top C. The E's got to be replaced with the top E. The G's got to be replaced with the octave G. And that works whatever key we're in. So if we were in F, and I wanted to go to the second variation, I would take that up an octave. If I wanted to come down to the next inversion, I would bring that C to that C. want it to go down further, I take that A to that A. And that's an easy way to remember variations.